Okay, folks. I think I have a potential fix for the stupid one ash bug for the Solstice event. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, the one ash bug is when you go into Bonfire Bash, and no matter how many leaves you have, and no matter how many you convert, whether it be 20, 40, 100 all at once somehow, doesn't matter, the game only gives you one single ash. Needless to say, this is basically event breaking and soft locks your entire account into not being able to complete the event, not able to get the armor, not able to finish your seal, nothing. So, needless to say, it's a pain in the ass. I've had this bug on my account personally since day 2 of the event, so that's great. And ever since then, I've been trying to brute force my way into a potential fix because Bungie has been basically radio silent on this. I know they posted a little sentence on kind of this bug in the TWA recently, but it doesn't really solve the issue, and it's also slightly inaccurate. Basically, Bungie says it has to do with alternate characters, but it also soft locks your main character as well, as my account is proof because all my characters are bugged. Isn't that great? So, how does this bug happen? And then I'll get into how I think I have a potential fix through brute force. I believe this happens by you completing the event on your first character and then going on your alts and starting the event on there, and something through that triggers your account into having a negative currency, and by a negative currency, you go into the event, you complete Bonfire Bash, and you think you're getting currency, or the game thinks you're getting the currency through your leaves into ashes, but really you're in debt. And because you're in debt, you only get one ash, and the game just keeps you in that lock state until you're basically going into surplus. By the way, in case you're curious of what exactly triggers your alt into putting you into debt, my running theory is that when you upgrade armor on your alts and use your kindlings and your ashes that you already had, you then somehow go into the negatives into your account instead of the positives. So, like, for example, if I still have the bug, I would try to hand in my ashes here, and I would waste 20 ashes, but for some reason the game would count it as like 100 wasted or something along those lines. And the reason I'm explaining this is because if you've only done one character, you might want to just avoid this entirely. If you don't want to do the event for all 3 characters and get all the glows and all that on all 3 characters, don't. Just literally stay on your first character, and if you want to reroll armor, transfer it from your second and third character to your first, and do it on that character, and don't touch your alts at all. But if you're already in the state where the game is bugged out for you, and you want to solve this, then here you go. Just to be clear, this is not going to be one of those easy peasy or with 2-second fixes and then your game's just back to normal like at the snap of a finger. This is probably going to be one of those you're going to bash your head against the wall kind of fixes that might take you a while. You'll see why as I explain, but I just wanted to warn people ahead of time. Despite me getting one ash every single time, in my mind I was trying to brute force the game into thinking, I'm dumping all these leaves, I'm getting back into the positives. Every run I do, I get closer and closer to getting to the 0 flat curve, and then finally, the game would give me my proper silver ashes. So, good news, it actually ended up working. I brute forced the game eventually into giving me back my ashes that I need per run, 100 ash, 120, whatever it may be if you're doing the speed strat for Titans, which I'll get into in a second here. And eventually, I got into the positives. Now, how long did it take? Well, I dumped approximately, I didn't count every single one, but approximately 1,000 leaves. I dumped 1,000 leaves to convert into ashes to finally get my ashes back to normal. Now, I will say, before you freak out and think that you need 1,000 leaves to convert just to get back to normal, I do want to point out that I think it's tied to armor and how much armor I upgraded on my alts, and that's why it was 1,000 leaves for me to get back to normal. For you, it might be entirely much, much less. For you, it could be maybe like 300 leaves, 200 leaves, 100 leaves, and then you're back to normal, depending how crazy you went on armor or did not go crazy on armor. I figure I went much more crazy on stat armor rolling than most people, so for me it was a lot, but for you, it might not be anywhere near as much. Keep that in mind. So this is exactly what I did to get myself out of this horrendous bug, and in quick fashion. First up, you gotta get 100 leaves or something close to 100. You start by doing this with the Ghosts mission. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some people, you may have seen in the comments in my last Leaves video, said that the Ghost mission is patched. This is false. This is a straight-up lie. It is not patched, and as of me recording this, on July 30th, I tested this literally 5 minutes ago, and it worked. In fact, I've recorded it, and I was showing you on video right now of me doing it, and it is not patched. So anybody that's told you it is patched as of July 30th in the morning, it is not. Also, here's the video guide on that exact subject in case you're curious on how to do it. I'll also leave the video link below in the comments. Back to the point. Okay, so until it is, actually do this mission. All you gotta do is run through this mission, go to the end, kill the boss, do not pick up Sagira's shell, and all you have to do is go to orbit. From there on, that character that you were on will contain the ghost checkpoint at the end where you have to pick up Sagira. All you gotta do is load it up with a friend, go in the mission, land, give them leader, leave, join on a different character, not the same one you just came on, join them back, complete the mission, get your leaves, then go back to character 1, rinse, repeat until you have maximum leaves. I believe 7 runs is all you need, then you go to Bonfire. Alternatively, if you do not have someone to do this with, and you can't do LFG, for example, then you just have to do solo stuff, such as strikes, because they're nice, easy, and fast, and you get 6 leaves. Maybe you want to run the story mission on your own at a low difficulty. It'll take you probably somewhere like 6-8 minutes, and you get 12 to 17 leaves. That's fine, too. But basically, just do the ghost mission if you can. Otherwise, do anything solo that you possibly can on your own. Next, after you have stacked your leaves up to 100, after that, you want to be on a Behemoth Titan specifically, or at least have teammates that come with you that are on Behemoth Titans and go into Bonfire Bash. The reason for that is that Titans have the ability to make this run about 5 times faster and cut your runtime in half from the usual 8 minutes boss fight blah 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 to about 4 minutes, and giving you a bunch of flame stokes out the wazoo, and then at the end of the run normally giving you somewhere around 120, 150, 175 silver ashes, converting your leaves that much faster. You would burn maybe 50 to 60 leaves per run easily on a Behemoth Titan. In case you don't know what the strat is, I did make a video on that on my channel recently as well for Solstice. I'll also link it down in the comments below in case you want to check it out. But to give you a brief summary, basically you pick Behemoth, you use the Behemoth slide with the Cryo Storm aspect, and then you would take a ball from Bonfire, slide towards the tree, make a wall with your slide. That wall will make stokes, then you throw the ball, break the ice, and that gives you more stokes, and it just keeps stacking over and over, giving you more than the normal intended amount, which is 100. And you will repeat this process between your leaves and ashes over and over until you finally break the boiling point, if you will, and the game once again starts giving you your proper amount of ashes in Bonfire Bash. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, this might be one of those bash your head against the wall kind of things, but from my experience and wasting 1,000 leaves, it worked for me, and hopefully it works for you, but just much, much sooner and not 1,000. And by doing these 2 speed methods for leaves and then converting ashes, I was able to get maybe 600 in a day done. I didn't get all 1,000 done in a day, but it was a pretty good amount for a couple of hours in one day. You know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I was bugged, so I had no choice but to try to brute force it, and luckily it ended up working for me, so at least I could be the guinea pig and test it out, and tell you guys to maybe try it out yourself if you want to try to fix this on your own and not depend on Bungie fixing it in time before the event's over. Hopefully, it won't take you as long as me in terms of, you know, for me it was 1,000. Maybe for you it'll be 200, 300 leaves, and it won't take you anywhere near as long. And hopefully you get unbugged and can finish the rest of your characters out. And hopefully this video has helped you along the way. It'll unbug you. It'll put your OCD to rest. And then you can complete your seal, your armor, your clothes, whatever it may be. And that's that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer in the comments. But that's it. Brute force is the answer to completing and fixing this stupid, stupid bug. And hopefully it works for all of you. Or maybe Bungie will, I don't know, patch it tomorrow. One or the other. And remember, like, share, subscribe. Especially if this helps you. Share to your friends. They might need it as well. And then I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, Twitch, daily, stream, all this stuff in the description. Links there below. I'm going to stop talking like this now. Alright, catch you guys next video. Goodbye.